Me 24 female with my significant other 24 male of 1.5 years. Has uncovered a boatload of secrets of significant other secret ex life, and not sure how to handle it. Throw away. For obvious reasons. Let's begin with that I have known him for a little over 6 years. Moved across country to be with him, so basically I am alone, got knocked up within a few months of being here, and I decided to keep our son. Let me tell you all now. My son is the lighthouse of my life. I knew before coming into this he has dated both SXES in the past. And to quite frank, I don't care. He was always really vague about the details. But I never wanted to ask. I was crawling through the closet looking for some of my things 5 days ago, and had found a girl kit. Wig. Fake 00. The whole shebang. Now, I don't mind at all if this is who he is. And I am accepting to that. I felt awful because I know it's hard for trans souls to accept who they are, to come out and be themselves. I love him. And I want him to be happy. But when I was going through our laptop, I found that he was responding to male-female trans ads on Craigslist in towns. Several hours out of hours. I am ducking, devastated. I confronted him after finding his kit. But I didn't bring up the crip love stuff I found. I told him I found the kit. And I just want to know the truth, whatever it is. We can work through it, and I would be more than happy to help him find who he is. He denied everything. Said that he can like one of the other SXES without desiring the other. And that it's something he used to do in the past and not anymore. Again, am devastated. For obvious reasons. I haven't told anyone. I am alone. 1,000 miles away from home. He's been incredibly nice since then. Been up my ass more than usual. But whatever. I am depressed. And it's not postpartum. I love my son more than anything on this planet, and he is the only thing keeping me going. What the duck do I do? I am lost. I am sinking into a hole. A friend offered to fly me back home for the weekend. I got laid off Monday. Crap's been rough anyways, so she's aware of that, but I bet he wouldn't be okay with it. He gets all ducking paranoid if I get phone calls from friends, or decide to actually go out, which I haven't in months. I feel like I am being torn into a million pieces. I don't know how to further talk to him. I've no energy to get angry. I just want to know the truth. Too long, didn't read. Found out my significant other has been seeking soul partners on Craigslist. Betrayed and tired of this crap. P.S. Pretty sure I ducked up the paragraphing, but whatever. Just for your own interest. You're in an overwhelming relationship if your boyfriend screams at you, isolates you from your friends, and acts like a controlling cockwad. It's fine if you want to live like this. But keeping your kid in a situation of overwhelming is overwhelming in and unto itself. I know you claim you have no one. But you have someone willing to fly you home. Take your son and go home. Don't go back. You got laid off. Get unemployment and food stamps. You can survive. Stop making excuses to stick with this a hole. You know he's a perv who is cheating on you and probably going to eventually infect you. You owe yourself and your kid a better life than this. Just stop already. Look at your life and ask yourself if you'd be okay if this were your best friend's relationship. You'll probably say no. Then ask yourself, why is this okay for you? I bet he was pretty adamant for you to move out with him. He wasn't thrilled with you working in the first place. And probably isn't exactly mad you've been laid off. He seemed like he resented you going to work every day. I bet when you fight, He tells you how it's your fault because you made him so mad. You know why I know all this? Because he is following a pretty standard overwhelming pattern of behavior. The pregnancy super early. The isolating you from your friends and family. From anyone who might help you. Resenting you doing anything he can't control or supervise. If you call him on his bullshit, he'll redirect it at you. Tell you it's your fault for making him so angry, but it isn't his fault that you are sad or upset. Isn't it weird that it only works one way? Honestly, you need to split up. And you need to be careful. I want to be wrong. I really, really do. I want to be downvoted to oblivion. But I know I am not. This whole post tore me apart. I grew up in an overwhelming home, and I had thought I finally broke my pattern of dating men who have these traits. And now I realize I was wrong. I am so disappointed in myself. You're right. My heart dropped the first paragraph in. I can't believe I was so blind. Thank you. I'll keep safe. And my son. It's time for me to round up troops. I wish we were wrong. 2. Don't be disappointed in yourself. This is your journey. And there's a lesson in it. It isn't your fault that it's happening. It's your privilege to learn new ways to react and work with it. What's more, making it your fault is yet another way to let him win. Work on your self-esteem. Love your kid. Make a Pinterest board of positive quotes. Go to an Al-Anon meeting if applicable. Best of luck. Update first story. Me 24 female with my significant other 24 male of 1.5 years. Has uncovered a boatload of secrets of significant other secret ex life and not sure how to handle it. I am back. I wish I came bearing good news for everyone. But I really don't know what the hell to do. I confronted him about everything I found. I mean everything. Even the Craigslist. He denied everything. I mean ducking everything. In that regard. He then started crying and told me that the last people who told broke up with him. And that is why he didn't tell me originally. I again reiterated it's something I would help him with, etc. However, what led to this conversation is what makes me sick. I had left one day to take my son to a park. My significant other had to work later on, so he stayed home. While I was gone, I apparently had left my Facebook logged in. He went onto my Facebook and read through all my messages. Now, I have absolutely nothing to hide. So fine. Ducking look. First, he started sending me incredibly mean texts berating me about the messages. I immediately changed my password at that point. He later told me that was very suspicious behavior, and it didn't help my case, and I didn't look innocent. I then got an angry call from him, berating me further about the conversation I had with my friend. After I had posted here, I got into contact with a very dear friend of mine who was going to help me get out of here. He read the whole conversation. I get home and waited for him to come home. When he came home, he told me that if I was planning on leaving without letting him know and he found out, he would have someone sitting on the house at all times making sure I wasn't leaving with his son. I was flabbergasted. I told him out of everyone that should be upset, it's me. With all that I found, I brought up CL. He tried telling me he looked at that shit so he can get off on other people's fantasies. Okay. With all that he had done, violating my trust by the Facebook thing, I should be behaving the way he was. How he has to have control over me. About what I do. That I am fed up. I am done. That's when the crying bit comes in. And like an idiot, I caved. Fast forward to roughly 2 weeks ago. I was on Skype with one of my best friends who lives on the other side of the country. My significant other tried to show me something while I was mid-conversation with my friend. I, slightly distracted, nodded. Apparently I had given him attitude and a snotty face when he was looking for a response. I was pissed. I told him I didn't mean to give him that impression. I was in the middle of a conversation. Then he comes out and says that the past 4 days you haven't given me enough attention. My jaw ducking hit the floor. The night before, we had had a conversation about this as well. He asked me what was wrong with me. I told him flat out that I was mentally, physically and emotionally exhausted. That I haven't gotten more than 4 hours of sleep at night. He doesn't help me at all with the baby when he wakes at night. Doesn't help around the house. Doesn't lift a ducking finger. He had told me that that was an unnecessary tangent and wasn't what he meant by asking what was wrong with me. I am starting to realize how ungodly unhappy I am. So, I go buy a pack of cigarettes. And I used our card. Oh. Yeah. We share a bank account. I get a text the next day, "What did you buy at the corner store?" So, I was straightforward. I told him, cigarettes. He comes home, livid, absolutely ducking, pissed I had lied and destroyed his trust in me about buying a pack of cigarettes. Again. I was floored. I lost my shit. Told him I didn't love him anymore. And went through every point I had just laid out on the table for you all. He cried. A lot. He left for a few days. And I was finally, for the first time in almost 2 years, able to breathe. I felt free. I felt amazing. I was happy. It was the best moments of clarity I have had. I wish it turned for the best right here. But it doesn't. He was persistent. He became very sweet. I love you. You're the girl of my dreams. Think about our family. I didn't respond. He came over one night to pick up some things. We discussed the previous arguments. I explained to him how I need help with the baby. That I can't do it alone. I told him how hurt I was by how he behaved and handled the Facebook situation. The attention situation. And I delicately told him exactly how I felt and why. He told me that if I wanted to leave he wouldn't stop me, but he'd do everything to keep our son. He said I had misunderstood him with the unnecessary comment speech. And that I took the attention thing the wrong way. We both overreacted. At the end of this conversation, I had agreed to therapy and counseling so we can smooth things out friendship-wise to co-parent properly with our son. Oh. Wait. There's more. As he was leaving he had gotten upset that I didn't kiss him goodbye. I had gave him a hug. Because I am an idiot. The next day he informed me he was coming back to the house. Whatever. And somehow, between now and then, it's like he's got me back under his charm again. Everything has been smooth. Great. Wonderful. He's been fine with me talking to friends on the phone. And even Skype. His family is constantly checking in on me. Pressuring me to hang out with them. Spend time with them. I was told by one of his uncles that some things were my fault. He's been on top of house chores. Been waking up to tend to the baby. I know for a fact that if he knew I was going to leave, he would have people sitting on this house. His family has mega pull. They have power. It's horrible. So I've been playing the nice housewife. While inside I am twisting and turning with depression and grief, and I keep blaming myself. Keep telling myself I'll be ruining this family. How could I do this him and my son because they've been so happy. Look at how happy we've been. Ugh. I keep falling back into that ducking pattern. I want to cry. But I can't. I want to scream. But it feels like I am stuck in this plastic mold of what I've done to myself. My friend is planning on rescuing me, as she put it. But I can't let anyone know. I have to completely cut ties. I know what I need to do. But I feel like it's wrong. Like I am destroying something good. Someone said to call my mother. I have a restraining order against her. I'd try my father. But he is reluctant to even bother. My friends back at home want to help, but don't have room for my son and I. My rescuer lives far, far away from here. She's offered a home and help with the baby. I am loved, but I am afraid the family significant other would find me and take my son from me. I am terrified. I know what I need to do. But I am so ducking guilty and scared, and I honestly feel like if I don't do something soon, if I don't change something fast, my son will be a part of a life I never wanted for him. I don't know what to do. I want to throw up. Every time I think about this, I need a ducking cigarette. Too long didn't read. More drama. 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 That I misunderstood. And got lured back in. I need to get out. I know I need to get out. I need to know it's the right thing to do. And that it's going to be okay. What does the law say about this where you live? We aren't married. And since I am his mother, I hold all legal rights over our son, regardless whether or not my significant other is his biological father. For him to do anything, he needs to prove paternity via courts. I've been looking into the laws. I have a fairly good idea of what I can do legally, which is why I am considering taking my son and going. Change all your passwords. Delete your browser history. Some things to consider. You will probably need to wait a few days and take out money from the account via cashback. Make it less suspicious by using small amounts on small purchases and medium amounts on groceries. Say your grocery bill is $300. Buy $250 worth and add on $50 for cashback. Go without cigarettes, but get cash back from the convenience store that totals the cigarette purchase amount. Do not clean out the accounts. Make an estimate of how much money is yours and take that much out. If you try to screw him over by taking out more than is yours, I envision it'll cause problems for you later. Take your name off of the account. Make sure all paychecks, money owed goes to your new account. If you can't change where they're going, keep note of the amount. Find another bank, not the same one you had with him, and open a new account. Deposit most of the money you took out into it. You don't want to be traveling with large amounts of money on you, but you also want the freedom to use cash. Buy a temporary phone and only use it to call your friend. Make sure she has the number. Power down your phone. Take out the battery, SIM card, etc. When you leave, keep everything with you though. Can you rent a car? Find a spot halfway between you and your rescuer. Tell her to meet you there and start driving. Make sure you can drop off the car where you meet her. Use your new cards to do this. Do not use any old cards. When you leave, shred all cards to the joint account. Take a stamped picture of them and carry the shreds pieces with you. I wish I was kidding, but you might need proof you didn't do anything with them when you left, as in withdraw more money. You also don't want him to be able to know where you're going by Tracking your purchases. When you leave, take as little as you can. Leave a note like "Beautiful day outside. Out with sun to get some Sunday, be back around 7 p.m. Love you." Anything to keep him at home and not looking for you for a few more hours. Second story. I am 24 female, am addicted to secret X and affairs but don't want to hurt my boyfriend 46 male. So hear me out because I know I sound like an awful person. However, this desire inside of me to have secret X affairs gets so bad my skin feels tight and like I want to rip it off. It all started when I 24 female was watching lewd content a few years back, and I really got off on a video where a woman was having an affair with one of the builders doing work on her and her husband's house. I have a ridiculously high X drive on a normal day, meaning I'd have to touch myself at least 4 times a day, which would sometimes take ages. This video though had me finishing within minutes. At first I thought it was just a link of mine until I slept with a friend who had a girlfriend. They had an open relationship, but I was the exception to the rule of them sleeping with whoever they wanted, so we kept it a secret, and it was the best X I had ever had. I then started working in a bar and started getting close to my boss. We would stay after work and have a drink or go to a different babe to drink, and then we started sleeping together. We both knew that both our jobs would be at risk of anyone found out, so once again it was kept a secret, and I thrives off it. Fast forward to 3 years later, and I am in my first proper relationship since I left my DV relationship 5 years prior, and that itch is back with full force. I could barely contain myself when a male colleague complimented my pencil skirt and got a little flirty. All I've thought about since has been all the places in our office that we could screw for hours on end. I am faithful to my partner, but I am struggling so much with this desire, and I need to know if anyone has ever experienced this type of feeling. How do you control it? I love my partner beyond words, but the urge to screw around is getting to the point that it's affecting my day-to-day life. Too long didn't read. I want to have copious amounts of X, but in secret from my partner, and lots of affairs. It sounds like you're drawn to the thrill of these situations. Is there any way to incorporate that into your relationship? How about role-playing? Or, and this is probably not the greatest advice since there are legal ramifications if caught. To say it plainly, X foreplay in public or just places where you wouldn't normally do this. Maybe that would scratch the itch without cheating on your loved one. Also, you're young. Maybe you need some time to explore outside of a relationship. Best of luck. I hadn't even thought of it this way. This could possibly work because it's definitely the thrill that seems to get me going, so if there is a higher risk with my partner, then it could seriously work. Thank you. Hit like if you enjoyed this video. Consider subscribing to our channel.